Sup everyone, the Prison Mailer here, and I am back with another album rank. And today I am going to do an album rank for Stone Sour. So, nothing much to say about the intro. Let's get it started. Okay, so coming in at the 6th place with my least favorite album is gonna be Audio Secrecy. This album is actually pretty good, but I had to put this as my least favorite because I think their other albums are better. But there is a shit ton of great songs in there. Let me look at the track list helps me remember more. Okay. Mission Statement, Digital, Say You'll Haunt Me, Let's Be Honest, Hesitate, Nylon 6/6, The Bitter End, and Threadbare, and the bonus track Hate Not Gone. This album is actually really good. I think this album was supposed to release around the summer, like around June or July, but this album was postponed because I think Slipknot's guitarist Paul Gray died. Corey's other band, Slipknot, had passed away, which caused this album to postpone for a bit. And then this album is also a dedication to Paul Gray as well. And it's definitely a great album. And I think it's definitely a great dedication to Paul Gray. But however, this is my least favorite Stone Sour album. But it's still an amazing album, though. But it's just my least favorite. Okay, now coming in at the 5th spot is going to be House of Golden Bones Part 2. This album continues off after Part 1, but I had to put this album low because I feel like their other materials are better. But yes, this album is actually pretty great, but there's plenty of great songs here and there, like Red City, Black John, Saddest, Del May, 82, Uncanny Valley, Do Me a Favor, and the title track, House of Golden Bones. There's nothing much to say about it. It just starts right after Part 1. Which is why there's not really a good intro for theirs. But, like I said, definitely a great album, and that comes in at the 5th place. Okay, so coming in at number 4 is gonna be their newest album, Hydrograd. This album is actually really great. I think this is their first album without Jim Root, since he got fired from the band because he wasn't contributing too much with Stone Sour recently because he was way too focused on Slipknot, his other band Slipknot. He was too much focused on Slipknot's album, Point 5, The Great Chapter, and he just wants to get this done because Slipknot hasn't made an album in like 6 years, between the period of All Hope Is Gone and Point 5, The Great Chapter, and they just want to get it done. So, besides all that, this is actually a great album, but this is not, I don't think it's one of their best albums, but it's full of catchy songs on there, like Top P Person, Ally T, Neville Has Landed, Heights, title track, Fabulous, Witness Trees, Rose Red Violet Blue, The Song Is Dumb, So Am I, Mercy, Whiplash Pants, Deluxe Edition, Burn One, Turn One, Live Like You're on Fire. Definitely an amazing album. Definitely a great album. I think this album has more like a rock and roll vibe than their typical heavy metal / hard rock elements. But it's a typical Stone Sour album. There's really nothing much to say about this album, so I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to number 3. Okay, so number 3 is gonna be Come Whatever May. I know I might receive a little bit of backlash, but this is just my opinion. But yes, this album is really great. I really do enjoy this album. This has more of a I think this album, I think Stone Sour finds their style for this album. Even though it's more radio friendly, I just feel like Stone Sour finds their place for this album. Favorite songs on there is 30/50 150, title track, every song on there is pretty great. I just don't really see the need of telling my favorite songs on there whenever it gets into my top 3. But yeah, I thought this was a great album. Nothing else to say about it. Just amazing. Definitely one of their best. Okay, so coming in at number 2 is going to be House of Golden Bones Part 1. This is their band's concept album, and they've wanted to try something new, but and I think originally they were about to do a comic series that is based on this album along with Part 2, but I don't even know if they're still going to do it or not, because I haven't heard anything about it since they've released Part 2, and then but anyway, I just thought this was a great album. This is actually one of my favorite albums from 2012. Let's talk about the songs. There are some very heavy songs. Are You 486 sounds more like Slipknot than Stone Sour does. Same with My Name Is Alan. That sounds more like a Slipknot song to me, but yeah, I know it's the same I know Corey Taylor is the lead vocalist on that band. Yeah, I know about all that. But anyway, I just thought this was an amazing album, and it's also one of my favorite Stone Sour albums. And that comes in at number 2. Okay, so coming in at number 1 is their debut album, self-titled. This is the band's very first album. Even though the band started, Stone Sour was founded in 1992, and Corey was in that band before Stone Sour, and originally Stone Sour was broken up because Corey moved to Slipknot. And however, since Slipknot got pretty big after whenever Iowa was released, Corey decided to go back to do Stone Sour to see if they'll become big too, and wanted to do it his own way. So yeah, this album has a very grungy, it's like Iowa meets grunge. I don't know why, it's kind of funny, but yeah, it's like a grunge version of Iowa. But there is Get Inside sounds a whole lot like Slipknot than it's Stone Sour does. And I think this is the band's heaviest album. Really not much else to say. This is one of my favorite metal albums in the 2000s. If y'all haven't listened to it, you better. If y'all are fans of Slipknot, but doesn't really listen to Stone Sour a lot, you should definitely want to check this album out. It has a lot of Slipknot elements to it. Should definitely check this out. And that is my album ranking for Stone Sour. So please tell me your Stone Sour album ranking in the comments, and I will see y'all next time. Peace out.